And I apologize again for being out of order, but this is now my opportunity to introduce the fifth and final award who is going to be introduced by board member Linda Lucero. Linda is a principal of Lucero Marketing and Communications Company, which is a consulting company that, a consulting firm that consults with consumer companies and also nonprofits. So thank you very much, Linda.
It is truly my honor tonight to be here with so many inspirational people. I had the honor, especially, of sitting at a table with two exceptional women, surrounded by their family, their husbands, and their best friend from high school that supported each other through very trying times. Our student nominee comes to us from Mission Viejo High School. She got her undergraduate degree at Cal Baptist University and now is going to graduate school, getting her graduate degree as a nutritionist. I did spend some time with Ambar Williamson to quiz her on the best enzymes for digestive health. So for any of you that have the same ailments I do, she's the person to speak to. I would like to welcome Ambar Williamson.
Good evening, everyone. I first met Mrs. McAllister when I was just 14 years old. My mother and I were attending an AVID information night at Mission Viejo High School, and Mrs. McAllister was the one leading it. I still remember sitting there, listening to her speak so passionately about a program designed to help students become college and essentially life-ready. Most of the kids in AVID would be the first in their families to attend college. From that very first night, Mrs. McAllister stood out. She wasn't just a teacher explaining a program. She was someone who had lived the experience herself. She attended college without much guidance. Just like many of the students would have if they had not had someone like her in their lives, she understood what it was like to feel unsure but determined, and she made it clear that she was on our side. I entered her classroom full of excitement and big dreams. My father had immigrated from Mexico and only completed middle school. But he always told me that here in the States, I had opportunities that he never did. I really wanted to make him proud. But freshman year, I struggled academically. My grades didn't reflect how hard I was trying, and I could slowly feel my dream of going to college slipping away. But Mrs. McAllister didn't let me give up. She reminded me that determination can take you far, and that learning isn't about being perfect. It's about not stopping when things get hard. And then during my sophomore year, life got even harder. I became very ill, and I was in and out of the hospital. I was missing weeks of school at a time. The doctors didn't know what was wrong, and by the end of junior year, I had failed 3 classes. It felt like I was spending more time in the doctor's office than I was a classroom. The world felt very dark. I told myself college just wasn't going to be in the cards for me. But Mrs. McAllister still believed in me. She didn't see me as a bad or a lazy student. She saw me as a human being that was in pain, someone who needed compassion and support. She took the time to sit with me, many times during lunch, to make a plan. Someone who just needed some compassion and support. And she reminded me that it was still possible to turn things around. It wasn't over for me. She pushed me to keep showing up, to attend the AVID college tours, and to truly believe that my story was not over. By senior year, I was terrified. My GPA was a 2.3. It was not good. It was not good. And I didn't think any college would want me, but Mrs. McAllister encouraged me to apply anyway. I honestly don't think I would have if she didn't encourage me to. So I applied to 3 universities, one of them being California Baptist University, and they had asked, why is the GPA so low? So I explained my health journey to the academic advisor, and by God's grace, I got in. That fall, I started college, and I was so nervous, but I was determined. And even though Mrs. McAllister wasn't there in person, her voice was in my head, reminded me to keep pushing forward. She had taught me how to use resources, how to ask for help, how to study effectively, and I went to tutoring 3 times a week, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. I spent hours in the writing center, and little by little, I got better. By sophomore year of college, for the first time in my life, I had earned all A's. I still remember crying tears of joy and thinking of Mrs. McAllister and everything she had taught me about grit, perseverance, and believing in myself. And now I'm standing here today as I finish my master's degree while working full-time, and I can't help but smile, thinking about that young teenage girl who once thought she would never make it. Mrs. McAllister didn't just help me get to college, she helped me believe that I could thrive there, and ultimately that I belonged there. She has changed countless lives through her compassion, her unwavering belief in her students, and her ability to see the potential in all of us, even when we can't see it ourselves. As C.S. Lewis wrote, "The task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts." Mrs. McAllister, you've cultivated growth where many of us only saw emptiness. And because of that, we blossomed. Mrs. McAllister, you have truly gone above and beyond, and it is my absolute honor to present you with this award. Thank you for everything you've done.
Okay, I'm a crier, so here we go. Okay, deep breath. Okay, so when I found out that I had won this award, and I just felt so lucky, and I did a lot of reflection, like, why me, Why did I get this award? And then I just thought about just how lucky I am to be a teacher. First off, what other career can you be serenaded by the pep band as you walk to the bathroom? Like, I mean, where else does that happen? Where else do you keep your fingers on the pulse of what's trending, like 6-7, right? But like, where else do you get to spend your day with 100 different people, little like faces who look to you for guidance on days when you feel like you can take on the world, and also on days when you're at your lowest and they're still looking to you for guidance? What how lucky am I that that's how I've spent my life, how we spend our lives. I'm getting through it, okay? So I teach English and AVID, and I realize that not every student in my English class is going to be an English major or will use personification in their everyday life, you know? Like, I know that's not gonna happen. So I just wanna make sure that they can communicate and written and verbally, unlike me right now. But I also teach AVID, and I started teaching AVID 13 years ago. I didn't even know about the program, but when I found out what it was, I was like, this is my calling. I'm a first-generation college graduate, like my husband. And my mom, she didn't graduate high school. I didn't find out about that until much later in my life, because it was something embarrassing for her, but she always stressed how important it was to get an education. She said, you don't want your life to be hard like our lives are. And education was the key. And so going above and beyond, like I do with everything, I said, well, what else can I do than become an educator? You know, like that's, if education's that important. And so I feel so lucky that I get to spend my days with other first-gen students like Amber and give them the guidance that I didn't have and keep them from making the mistakes that I made and just guiding them and believing in them when no one else does, because my mom did that for me. I'm lucky that I've been teaching for so long. I know I look really young, but that my kids, the alumni come back and they'll speak to the other AVID students at our all calls and talk about their college and career journeys. And I'm hitting you up for that. Because I think it's important for the other AVID students to see how successful they can be, other students who sat in the same seats as them, and see, like, when they don't believe in themselves, that they can succeed. And the students are the inspiration. And I think good educators shine the lights on the students, and they're the ones who teach, and we just take credit for it, I really want to thank some people who have supported me in this journey as an educator. First off, my best friend, Karen. She has, we became good friends in high school, twirling flags in the color guard. And we both became teachers at the same time. And she has taught first grade for 31 years in the same classroom at the same school. And we have shared our struggles because first graders are like high schoolers, I'm just telling you. And I also want to thank my kids, because they were my first students, and I really apologize for those summer classes that I taught you. And my husband and I, being both educators, we were like, we'll do summer school for our kids and they'll get ahead, and I'm sure they hated us for that. But they also taught me to shine a light on my own teaching practice, because they went to the same high school where I teach, and I heard them complain about teachers, and they would let me know what it was like to sit in a classroom that inspired them and what it was like to sit in a classroom that did the opposite. And so it really made me reflect on, what am I doing for my students? And then I also want to thank my husband, Ronnie. He's a middle school PE teacher, and God bless his heart. I don't know how he does it. But it is difficult to be married to a teacher, or not. It's difficult if you're not married to a teacher. It's easy when you're married to a teacher to be a teacher, because we come home and we share our victories together, and we also vent with one another. And I will tell you that this award came at the right time, because last year was rough. It was a rough year. And Ronnie knew it when I would come home and complain. He's like, you are complaining? Like, what is going on? So this, like when your dog passed, like this came at the right time, because I was really discouraged. And I don't know if Above and Beyond realizes what a difference that makes. to teachers. We don't, I found out about Above and Beyond before I knew I had won the award, and Beverly had invited me to the spring conference. And so I went, and it's just an amazing group of people, so inspiring. I mean, there's a MacArthur Grant Award winner here. I thought that was just on The Big Bang Theory. Like, I didn't know it was real. And, and like, people have written books, and I'm just like, oh, wow, okay. So, and I remember Beverly came out to observe me for a whole day. And I remember telling her, I'm like, I don't care if I win the award. I just want to be part of this group of people. Like, you are just amazing, inspirational. And I'm just so lucky that I won it, and I can be one of you now, you know? Yeah, so thank you so much. And I also want to thank Amber, because Amber, she's in the same graduating class as my son, and I knew her beyond the classroom. Just when she was struggling, we would chat, but just, you know, I remember she came over to our house because one of my son's best friend had a birthday party at our house anyway, and Amber was there. So it, like, she's seen me outside the classroom, and I remember her struggles, and we always wonder, like, what happens to those students. And so it's so wonderful to see you succeeding and being amazing and, like, reaching back to me, because you're really the success here. So thank you, Above and Beyond. I appreciate it.